Epictetus once said, "Beware of the price you sell your will. If you can do nothing else, never sell your will." In the modern world, we often misunderstand Stoicism as simply enduring suffering without complaint. But the truth is, Stoicism is more than just an attitude. It's a way of life, a moral toolkit that helps us live stronger, no matter what life throws at us. Epictetus's philosophy suggests that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can always control how we react. And from there, all inner strength is awakened. In this video, you'll discover 12 practical habits from Epictetus, distilled from the classic and repurposed by modern thinkers like Massimo Pigliucci. This is not theory. This is how to master your emotions, how to overcome crises, and how to live true to your best self. 1. Remind yourself of the impermanence of things. Always remember that everything is impermanent. Epictetus once said, "When you hold your child, say to yourself, 'I am holding a mortal being, a life that can be lost at any moment.'" This statement is not meant to instill fear. It is meant to awaken us from our daily carelessness and indifference. We often live as if everyone and everything will last forever. We delay loving words, skip warm hugs, and waste precious time on the little things, but life doesn't wait. Everything from happiness to the people we love can disappear in an instant. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Live each day as if it were the last you would see." You may lose your job, a relationship, or worse, a loved one, not because you did anything wrong, but simply because that is the nature of life. So instead of clinging to things, learn to appreciate without depending, love without controlling, and enjoy without clinging. Next time you see someone you love, look a little closer, listen a little closer to a word, and know that moment is precious, unrepeatable. Stoicism teaches us not how to control everything, but how to live fully in impermanence. 2. Examine your impressions. Check your first emotions. Epictetus teaches that as soon as a strong impression arises, practice saying to yourself, "This is just an impression, it is not a fact." Our first emotions often fool us. They make us angry, anxious, or react too quickly without thinking things through. Imagine you are driving and you are stuck in a traffic jam. You start to feel frustrated. Life is unfair, and your mind is spinning with complaints. But stop, breathe slowly, and ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, let it go. If so, take action to the best of your ability. Marcus Aurelius also wrote, "If you suffer because of something external, the pain does not come from the thing itself. It comes from how you look at it." This habit, checking first impressions, will help you avoid bad decisions, keep a clear mind, and build a life based on reason rather than instinct. Starting today, when emotions arise, don't believe them. Check them out, because you are not your emotions. You are their observer and controller. 3. How can I use virtue here and now? Take advantage of every situation to live virtuously. Epictetus taught, with every challenge in life, Remember that you have the inner strength to face it. This is an important habit. Whenever you face adversity, stop and ask yourself, what virtue is this an opportunity for me to practice? You can't choose your circumstances, but you can always choose how you respond. Imagine someone has just insulted you. The words they used were disrespectful. Your instinctive reaction is to argue back, to prove that you are right and they are wrong. But the Stoic would pause and ask himself, is this a time to practice calmness? Is this a time to practice patience? Marcus Aurelius once said, live well today, for today is your life. And living well, according to Stoicism, is living with virtue, not impulsive emotion. Maybe you don't get a promotion. That's okay. Use it as an opportunity to learn humility. Maybe someone misunderstands you. That's okay. Use it as an opportunity to learn tolerance. Everyday life is like a gym, not for the muscles, but for the soul, for the inner virtue. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Ask, how can I become a better person because of this? That's the spirit of Stoicism. Not seeking perfection out there, but cultivating kindness right now. 4. Pause and take a deep breath. Stop and take a deep breath. Epictetus once said, it is not enough to be offended that you are offended. You must believe that you are offended to be offended. Quick reaction is instinct, but slow reaction is intelligence. In a world full of stress and stimulation, stopping for a few seconds before reacting can sometimes completely change the outcome of a situation. Imagine someone just insulted you publicly. All eyes are on you. Your heart races. Your mind wants to snap back. But this is the crucial moment. This is the Stoic moment. You breathe. You say nothing. You take a mental step back and choose an ethical response instead of an impulsive one. Seneca once wrote, anger is a temporary form of insanity, and if you act out of anger, you are allowing someone else to control your mind. Stoicism is not only about making big decisions, but also about taking a breath at the right time, a pause before speaking, a step back from ruining a relationship. Marcus Aurelius said, you have the right to not express an opinion. You don't have to react to everything immediately, because sometimes the wisest thing you can do is just take a deep breath and keep your mind at peace. 5. The reverse clause. Always anticipate adversity. Epictetus taught, when you are about to act, imagine in advance all the possible things that might happen. We often place our expectations on results. We work hard and expect rewards. We love someone and expect fulfillment in return. But Stoicism reminds us the results are never in our hands. The only thing you control is your own actions. Imagine you are waiting for the results of a promotion. You have done your best. Your resume is good. Your performance is high. You believe you deserve it. But then it doesn't work out. You get rejected, and you feel frustrated, angry, and even doubt your self-worth. At this point, the Stoic would ask himself, have I done the right thing within my power? If the answer is yes, then the rest let fate take care of it. Seneca once wrote, the wise man expects nothing for certain. He prepares for every possibility. So, Every time you prepare for an action, tell yourself, I will do the best I can. The outcome may be different from what I expected. That's not pessimism. That's mental proactivity. It's the ability to stay calm even when things go against your will, because in this world, not everyone who is fair will be rewarded. But the wise always know how to do right, no matter what the result. 6. Otherize, seeing things as if they happen to someone else. Epictetus points out a very human paradox. When someone else's wife or child dies, it is easy to say, that's part of life. But when we lose our own loved ones, we cry out, why me? This is a profound lesson in Stoicism. Look at things objectively, as if they were happening to someone else. Have you ever noticed, when you hear that your friend lost his phone, you say, it's okay. It's just a phone. You can buy it back. But when you drop your phone, you get angry, confused, and feel like life is unfair. We often keep our cool when things happen to others, but lose our cool when we ourselves are the victims. Marcus Aurelius taught, if something is not evil to another, it is not evil to you. Try this. The next time you're faced with a problem, take yourself out of the I part of the story. Ask yourself, if this happened to someone else, what advice would I give them? The answer will help you approach the problem calmly, with reason instead of impulsive emotions. Stoicism doesn't teach you to be indifferent. It teaches you to respond with purpose and to stay calm even when you're hurting, because everything that happens in the world, no matter how small or large, no matter who it happens to, is part of the natural order of the universe. 7. Choose your company well. Epictetus once warned, if a friend of yours is a loose person, you will most likely be infected too. Even if you started out with a pure heart, your surroundings not only influence your behavior, but also shape your personality and thinking. Who are you spending time with? What are they talking about? Are they inspiring you, or are they dragging you down? Seneca wrote, when we live with people who are better than ourselves, we cannot help but become better. The same is true in reverse. If you constantly surround yourself with people who complain, criticize, or are irresponsible, you will soon find your mind becoming poisoned as well. This doesn't mean we reject others, but it's an important reminder. Be intentional about choosing your ethical environment, choosing friends who make you want to be a better version of yourself. Marcus Aurelius once asked himself, today, because of whom have I become better? And who has become better because of me? That's how Stoics build community, not through the number of friends, but through the quality of relationships. Have the courage to leave toxic relationships and seek out people who live with reason, with virtue, and with integrity. You will be your own companion, and you deserve companions who are worthy of you. 8. Speak little and well speak little. But well, Epictetus advises, let silence be your aim, and if you must speak, say only what is necessary. We live in a time of noise. Everyone is talking. Everyone wants to be heard. But very few people actually have anything worth saying. It's easy to get caught up in gossip about celebrities, fashion, food, or office gossip. And then we forget that every word we utter reveals our inner qualities. Seneca once wrote, "Time is the most precious commodity, and speech is a part of it." So ask yourself, when I open my mouth, am I building something or just wasting someone else's attention? You don't have to be cold or aloof, but choose deep conversations. Listen more than you talk. And when you do speak, let each word carry kindness, wisdom, and value. Marcus Aurelius said, "Speak as one who knows that every word you say may be your last." Silence is not emptiness. It is a quiet strength, a choice to keep yourself from being swept away by meaninglessness. Starting today, talk less and speak more. 9. Respond to insults with humor. Epictetus said, "When someone speaks ill of you, do not be quick to contradict him. Smile and say, 'He does not know everything about me. If he did, he would say much more.' Instead of reacting with anger, choose humor and self-deprecation, not to please others, but to protect your inner peace. The more easily offended we are, the more we give control of our emotions to others. But if you can smile lightly and look at things with tolerance, you have actually won, not the person who offended you. Imagine someone makes fun of you about your appearance. Instead of blushing, arguing, or feeling self-conscious, try responding gently. "Well, I'm trying to break a record for weight." Just one sentence like that both relieves tension and takes the weight of the insult away. Wise men do not retaliate with fire. Seneca writes, "They quench their anger with calmness and wisdom." Marcus Aurelius reminds us, when someone hurts you, ask, "Does this really touch my core? Or is it just superficial?" Indeed, your self-esteem does not come from the mouths of others, but from your inner self-control and dignity. So next time you feel insulted, don't react so quickly. Pause, smile, and if necessary, respond with humor. Not to be funny, but to show your mind is not easily agitated. 10. Speak without judging. Epictetus taught, if someone bathes in haste, do not say that he bathes badly. Just say he bathes in haste. You do not know the whole situation. So do not jump to conclusions. Judging others is a habit that is easy to form, but extremely difficult to break. It narrows our minds and makes us lose our inherent human empathy. Think back over your day. How many times have you thought, that person dresses weird? She's not raising her kids right. He must be lazy. But do you know their whole story? Seneca once said, "The easiest thing is to judge, the most difficult thing to understand." When you see someone acting in a way that is different from yours, replace judgment with curiosity. Instead of labeling it wrong or bad, ask yourself, do I understand their situation? If I were living their life, would I be different? Marcus Aurelius advises us, do not add emotion to reality. See things as they are. That's how the Stoics lived. They saw things clearly, but didn't add hasty judgments. Starting today, every time you feel like making a judgment about someone, stop for a moment and remember, What you're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg. 11. Reflect on your day. Reflect on yourself every day. Epictetus teaches, do not let your eyelids close before you review each action of the day. What have I done? How have I acted? What blameworthy thing have I omitted? This is one of the simplest habits, but also one of the most profound of the Stoics' powers. Every day ends is an opportunity for you to turn back inside, to ask yourself seemingly small questions, but shape a lifetime. Today, did you live a virtuous life? Did you control your emotions? Were you patient, kind, and honest in your actions? Marcus Aurelius wrote down his thoughts every night, not to brag, but to remind himself to live uprightly, even as emperor of an entire empire. You don't have to write much, just a few lines, an apology you owe someone, a kind deed you did today, a moment when you were angry, when you could have calmed down. Seneca once wrote, "We cannot progress unless we stop to see where we are." Introspection is not about beating yourself up. It's about being aware, learning, and moving forward with compassion for yourself. And if you fail somewhere today, remember, you have tomorrow to try again, but only if you look back tonight. 12. Don't speak too much about yourself. Epictetus advised, in conversation, do not indulge in telling of your own achievements or experiences. Just because you are excited about them does not mean that others are excited about them. It's understandable. We all like to talk about ourselves, about our recent travels, about what we've done, what we've achieved, what we've overcome. But Stoicism reminds us that talking too much about ourselves is often a sign of insecurity, not strength. Great men need not speak of themselves. Seneca writes, their presence and actions speak for themselves. Instead of trying to command attention with words, listen more, ask questions, be genuinely interested. And then, when you do need to speak, people will listen with respect, not exhaustion. Marcus Aurelius once told himself, do not embellish yourself. Live so that you do not have to. You may be experienced, but let your character, patience, and actions speak for themselves, not your braggadocio. Remember, silence at the right time and humility in speech are the highest signs of inner strength. Life will always bring challenges. There will be days when you feel lost, hurt, or defeated. But Epictetus gave us a map, a journey of 12 habits, not to become perfect, but to become virtuous, rational, and self-controlled. You don't have to change everything in one day. Just start with one small thing, one slow breath before reacting, one look of understanding instead of judgment, one time choosing silence instead of bragging. And day by day, you will feel the quiet power of self-control. You will no longer be swept away by your emotions, but become the helmsman of your own soul. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, a man's life is the repetition of his thoughts. So repeat what is right, practice virtue, and live like a Stoic. Thanks for listening. If you found value in this video, please share it with someone who needs inner calm and strength. And don't forget, start with yourself today.